being in alignment, being in alignment with God. And once you are in alignment and you are dedicated to doing what is righteous, doing what is the right thing to do, honoring the law within your heart, then you benefit by having the covering and the protection of God. It goes to say, if it had not been the Lord who was on our side when men rose up against us, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. This is exactly that. He's saying, if it wasn't for God being on my side, when people came against me, when situations happened that could have gone a whole nother way, if I hadn't been in alignment, for God to be on your side, friend, you have to be in alignment. You have to show some sort of characteristic that would grant you that level of attention and protection. So because of the dedication you've shown, because of the righteousness of yourself, because God does not honor unrighteousness. I don't care who you are. God is a humbler of people. And, you know, even though all these travels of the children and all of their fears and all of their trauma, they were protected, but they were humbled by the might of God, by the hand of God in the world, and that had wreaked havoc on all that they loved. So much so that they wanted to stay in alignment and they looked to do it, yet they feared this God so much that they allowed their fears to direct them in another direction. They allowed their fears and those that were there with them that may not be in alignment with God, because like I said, the fallen one's children were there. They were there, and I'm sure they were communicating amongst one another. So these children, these righteous ones are saying, you know, we're going to stay in alignment, but I'm sure the fallen one's children were, you know, communicating something as well. And I don't want to put the blame on anyone, because I have been in situations, friend, where people have looked at things that I was doing, and I know you have too, whether on the job, whether in family situations, whether in relationships, whatever. Someone is looking at you and determining your actions by way of their perception. And you're sitting there like, that is not what I was thinking, or that is not what happened, or that is not how that transpired. You all the way to the left. That wasn't even the situation. So I can't sit here and say, well, it was the fallen ones that put the information in the children's ear and led them astray. I can't say that. I will not be one of those people that do that, because I know what it's like for that to happen. And I will not show that characteristic. But regardless to who led what, it was all out of fear. It was all driven because they were fearful of God, and they were looking to use their own will and imaginations to help themselves. And in any other way, it would have been okay. But because you're looking to protect yourself from your Creator, how do you do that? How do you do that? Who comes upon you and gives you the idea that that is even possible? Unless they felt like they weren't protecting themselves from their Creator. I don't know. I'm here trying to figure it out just like you all are. But nonetheless, they took action and they began building the tower. Even though the hand of God was over them, protected them, and saw them through what everyone else couldn't make it through. Even though they landed and years passed and they began to look to protect themselves from this thing from ever happening again. And it goes to say, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, and the stream had gone over our soul. The proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord, who hath not given us up as prey unto their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord that made heaven and earth. It's an interesting psalm, isn't it? I read it often, and I read it often because it's so interesting. Because in the Bible, it says God flooded the world. Yet in this psalm, it's saying, then they had swallowed us up quick when their wrath was kindled against us. Then the waters had overwhelmed us, and the stream had gone over our soul. Now, this could be metaphoric. This could be metaphoric. It could be saying, using water as spirit. Then the water had overwhelmed us, the spirit had overwhelmed us, and the stream had gone over our soul. Then the proud waters had gone over our soul. Blessed be the Lord, who have not given us up as prey unto their teeth. Our soul is escaped as a bird out of the snare of the fowlers. The snare is broken and we are escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord, who made heaven and earth. It's interesting. We're loved more than we'll ever know. I'll never stop telling you. You must know this, regardless to what you don't know, regardless to what you may not have a strong footing in, or what you may have a strong footing in. You must know that you are loved more than you will ever know. You are never alone. You are valuable, you are worthy, and you are necessary. Be good to yourselves and be good to each other. Peace and love.